I'm always on the lookout for positive
Mm.
indicators, and I think he was reasonably positive, and I think it's really what he said should be headline news all around the country because people should hear what he said. He basically said that the better health outcomes means that there will be more likely better economic outcomes. And when we first went into this, coronavirus closure and lockdown, the IMF and the RBA thought we'd contract this year by about 6.7%, and then we would rebound strongly in 2021 by about 6%. So that was a fairly good scenario out of was clearly was a tragedy, both for people and for economies. But then they went really more negative, and a 10% contraction for the Aussie economy and a 10% growth rise in unemployment was going to be the kind of scenario. Now, what he said yesterday was basically, we're peeling back our negative views on the economy. So therefore, those numbers should come down as well, Pete. And I think what we saw happen with the stock market this week is quite extraordinary. NAB's share price has gone up 22.4%. I don't know if I gave you a tip on buying banks. I think I did.
You did.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm really happy about that. But remember, I linked it to JobKeeper as well, because JobKeeper was basically saying 6 million people were going to need JobKeeper, but no, it's only 3 million. And my instant conclusion was this economy might be better than we thought. And I think that's what the Reserve Bank's saying as well.
Yeah, well, Tom Petrovsky reckons it might be a bit of a rougher beginning when markets open this morning, but it might even out later on in the day. I mean, how this little surge that the banks are on at the moment, this wave that they're riding, can it go much further? Particularly when you've got the RBA governor saying yesterday, he said he sounded positive, but, he also said it would be a mistake to kind of stop fiscal stimulus by September.
Exactly right. And I totally agree. That money they've got left over is a fantastic war chest to work out what the economy is looking like as we get to September when JobKeeper is supposed to finish. And so if you've got that war chest and you realise that some industries, critically important industries, need a bit more help, it's there to make it happen. So I think we're in the best of situations considering how bad the overall situation is. You asked me the question, can the stock market go higher? Can banks go higher? I feel as though it's such a big rise, there'll be some profit takers, and that's what we'll see today. And I think, but the point I think is really, really important to understand is that if the economy is going to be better than expected, the banks that provide the lifeline to the economy, their scenario is going to be better than was thought maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, even 4 weeks ago.
What about these issues when it comes to Donald Trump and when it comes to China and Hong Kong, these developments overnight, and the president's going to be making some kind of speech tomorrow about that in terms of his response. What kind of effect could that have here? Could it bring an end to these positive runs?
It's going to be a curveball that could, in a sense, put a lid on what's happening. And when you asked the question earlier, can it go higher? Well, this is going to be a lid to stop it going higher. It could actually result in a small sell-off if it gets really serious. But really, Pete, you understand US politics. You've worked there. He's going to be very careful that he doesn't take this too far and spooks Wall Street into a second big leg down. Because if that happens, you know what? Even the greatest Donald Trump supporters will say he shouldn't have moved so hard against China, particularly ahead of the election. Now, he's probably using it in many ways, saying, the Chinese caused this, and I'm going to go after them. No one else would do it. But I tell you what, if that stock market falls at, say, 10 or 15% from here, he will be blamed, and I think it will be very difficult for him to win the election.